Alright, we've been spending a lot of time doing adding and subtracting positive and negative integers, and today you're going to be learning about multiplying and dividing positive and negative integers. So the reason we're doing these together is because the rules are going to be the same for multiplying and dividing, and you have just been given a multiplication chart that will actually help you with both multiplying and dividing, and that just kind of shows you that I don't care so much about the number, but the important part to take away from this lesson is the sign rules. So you can use that multiplication chart to help you figure out that number, but you need to remember these rules that we're going to talk about in this lesson. So first let's talk about multiplication. When you have two numbers that have the same sign, so that could be something like 2 times 4. Both of those are positive numbers. Or you can have something like -2 times -4, two negative numbers. If you see something like that, you're gonna the answer is gonna be a positive number. And a special vocab word that I want to hear you guys using when we're doing this section is product. And that's the answer to a multiplication problem. So the product of a multiplication problem with two numbers that have the exact same sign is going to be a positive number. So 2 times 4 is 8. -2 times -4 is also going to be positive 8. Okay? Now, same thing when you are dividing two numbers with the same sign. The answer is going to be positive. Same rule. Sorry, spelled that wrong. And the special vocab word that you need to know for the answer to a division problem is going to be quotient. So the quotient of two numbers that have the same sign is going to be a positive number. Okay, so let's just do some practice down here. So all of these are going to have the same sign, negative, negative. So a -2 times a -3 will give us a positive 6. And you can use your multiplication chart if you need to, but just remember two negatives are going to multiply to be a positive. Positive 8 times 9, and this is a symbol that you're going to see to show multiplication. It's going to be positive 72. And this is one way to show division. We see it in fraction form, or we can have the division symbol. Two negatives, when you divide them, the quotient is going to be a positive 4. And then again, positive numbers, the quotient's going to be positive 5. So what you're going to do to use your multiplication chart for something like this, if you have division, is you're going to take that smaller number, you're going to look at the very top of your multiplication chart and go to 5, and then go down with your finger until you see 20, go to the side, and that's where you'll find the answer. So you can actually use it for both. So that's if you have the same sign. Those are our rules. Now let's talk about if we have different signs. When you're multiplying two numbers that have different signs, so for example, if we have -2 times a positive 4, okay, if we have different signs, the product, if it's multiplication, again, that's the answer to a multiplication problem, the product is going to be negative this time. Okay, and the exact same thing with division. If you have two numbers that have different signs, remember the answer to a division problem is called a quotient. The quotient is going to be a negative number. Alrighty, so let's use our multiplication chart if you need to. If we have -8 times a positive 3, our answer is going to be -24, because they have different signs. 7 times a -4 is going to give us a -28. And then I'd like you guys to try these too. Maybe pause the video, see if you can try to use that multiplication chart to help you answer these problems. But right away, before you even figure out the number, you should see, oh, okay, I have different signs. It's a division problem. My answer is going to be a negative number. But pause the video, see if you can use the multiplication chart to help you answer these questions, since we can't use a calculator for this section. And then check back and see if you got the right answer. So negative 30 divided by a positive 5 is going to be a negative 6. And then negative 63 divided by a positive 7, our quotient is going to be a negative 9. All right, so go ahead and answer the questions on the form below. See if you are understanding this section well, and then we will talk about it when I return.